What's up, my dudes? We're doing some free riding on one of the most iconic free ride maps of any motocross game ever, the Desert Free Ride map of Reflex. So we're on us a little 252 smoking action here and having a good old time. So yeah, so my free ride style videos, basically, you know, it's just me riding around the free ride tracks, talking about whatever the hell I want, but this track right here in particular, or map, or whatever you want to call it, I mean, gosh, dude, like, there was something about some of these free ride reflex tracks. They just gave you that feeling of like you were on this basically infinite amount of area to ride on. You know, it kind of had this like seamless sort of riding area feeling to it. I don't know how they created that so well, but with a lot of newer motocross games nowadays, it's almost like you can see the borders of the free riding map, and you kind of feel like you're boxed in, you're closed in, you can only ride in this one little area, you know, that kind of feeling to it. But the Reflex free riding maps, I don't know if it was just clever map design, clever like off-track kind of the way all that looks, how they designed that, or how they actually came up with that, but however they did it, it's amazing, right? That's all I'm really trying to get at here. Like, it's just unreal how they gave it that sort of feeling. Like, I don't necessarily think it's just bigger, like as far as, you know, a square mile map size, like in that type of sense. I don't think it's all that much bigger than a lot of other maps. I do think it is bigger in that sense a little bit, but it's not like it's just bigger. It's the way they designed it, you know? It's the way it's like the mountains, like you look off in the distance and it's just like, oh, okay, I'm probably not going to be able to go there. Like, you can kind of see it, but it kind of feels seamless at the same time. Like, I could go over there if I wanted to, but I kind of see that I can't, versus just having like on some of the newer MX versus ATV, like all-out free ride maps, you're basically just hitting these invisible wall borders, and it's shooting you all the way across the track. But you run into those a lot more frequently on all-out, because it looks like you would be able to go further in certain areas, but you can't. But see, like with this, it's almost like the way they built their terrain and mountains and stuff, it keeps you from even hitting that invisible wall very, very well. So that's kind of what's so cool about some of the old school Reflex. Look at how crazy that terrain is right there, dude. Holy God, like, that's the kind of crazy, that's almost like custom track style, jagged, janky built terrain, but it's badass because you can do like hill climb sections on it, do all kinds of little cool stuff like that. But that's, you know, like in most motocross games, they're not going to have something that jagged right there. You know, they'll smooth it out to a certain extent, but it's cool with Reflex how you've got some of these just like crazily built terrain areas, and then it's all you can do to stay on the bike. You know, it's kind of cool. But this is one of those free ride maps where there's just so many little Easter egg, little special spots you can go, and jump spots and all that kind of stuff. The biggest, I would say personally, one of the biggest things to this free ride map right here is obviously the entire like super hill climb middle section that it has on it. I'll go over there to it here in a second, but think about how cool this is, how you start off in that one area, right? And you got the hill climb like right to your left when you start off. Then you got this whole kind of like plainsy, marshy, wide open, flat tracking, you know, kind of like salt flats style design. And then you've got the whole super hill climb area. So it's got that feeling of like 3 or 4 different kind of free ride maps in one map, and it gives you that variation, gives you that replayability of value to it. Whereas in same way as some of the other free ride maps of Reflex, they also give you that feeling. It's kind of hard to explain that if you don't really know the games, but nowadays with a lot of the modern motocross games, you've a lot of times they're not very they don't have multiple dynamics to them and multiple sort of biome filling areas to them. It's all just one kind of filling, so you do get a little bit, you know, burn out on some of the newer free ride maps and stuff. But here's the hill climb section right here, all right? Like legendary level, you know, hill climb area. Oh my gosh, like you work your way up to this point, right? And then it's like, oh shit, don't go back down the hill. And then you got that whole aspect of it. Now I'm going to go back down the hill. Went a little bit too far. Okay, let me go back down the hill. So just the sheer, like, how straight up and down this huge mountain is right here is so cool. I don't even know how to explain it. You know, you can hit it like 5,000 or 6,000 different ways when you think about it, because there's all these different little areas you can try to climb up. It might be a little bit harder to climb all the way up this on a 252-stroke. With it, I've got it like more towards the top speed style setup-wise, so now I can get up it. Here we go. So, yeah, it's like just... Oh, and then I crashed to the top. Hopefully it doesn't spawn me back at the bottom. Oh, no. Oh, no, bro. Oh, yeah. Epic spawn, dude. Putting me right back here. Okay, let's see if we can get back up. So, like, you remember all these little areas, right? You remember, like, working your way up to this point and finally getting to the top of this point. And then you remember working your way to this tree right here, right? And then trying to figure out, oh, God, stoppies. And then you like, figure out, you know, what little areas you want to try to climb to the top and then where you want to do it. I still remember the, you know, some of the easiest ways to get up this mountain from back when I used to play this game a lot, even though it's been like, you know, 3, 4, 5 years since I've even rode on this track. Did I do it again? I did it again. Oh, shit. Gotta love it. Okay, so, but like, let's just say you're a pretty beginner arcade motocross player or whatever, and you just hop on this map for the first time. Like, it's a challenge. I mean, it's fun. It really does feel like you're trying to climb this massive hill climb mountain section for the first time. You know, it's got more of a challenge to it when you don't know how to get to the top of it. It's got more of a fun kind of exploration type of feel there. Oh, God. Hello, hello, Echo. Oh, yeah, that is cool. That is really cool. Then you finally make it to the top, and you got all these crazy, like, jump off the mountain sections that you can try. So you, like, try to jump off and land, like, this right here. Woo! Oh, God, oh, God. Too much velocity. Damn. Okay, let's see. So if you jump off here, yeah, that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt. Oh. So see, it's a fun factor just getting to the top of the mountain and trying to figure out cool, fun ways to get up to it. I'm not saying it's like, oh my God, impossible to get up here or anything, obviously, right? Like, you can work your way around the side over there that I'm looking straight at and not even really have to climb anything and get to the top of it. But if you try to go, like, from right down here, it can be a bit of a tricky task doing that if you're not, like, you know, real savvy with motocross games. So it's a fun thing just to get to the top of the mountain, bit of a challenging enduro type feeling to it just doing that. And then once you get up here, it's fun to try to, like, actually do some tricks and try to jump off of it properly and all that. That becomes a whole nother fun thing in itself. So you see how a freeride map, just in the layout and the design of it, like what's on it, can totally give you a feeling. You know, it can totally give you a experience like you don't get on any other free riding map. See, that's some of the reasons why Reflex was so amazing right there. You could just spend, I'm talking literally countless hours. I almost landed that. I mean, just countless hours on this, and I did back in the day. This was around like 2010 was when I was really, like, popping off on this. This is way before I ever got on YouTube or, you know, way before. Oh, dude, that almost kind of felt like I landed that one too. Way before I got on YouTube, way before I got into MX Simulator, any of that. You know, this is what Spencer Turley was doing, like, every single night in the 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14. You know, this was my life right here, bro. Have my buddies over on the weekend, just having fun, playing Reflex. It was just such a game, dude. Like, even the base version of it. Not even talking about the PC custom shit. That didn't come till a little bit later. I mean, just the base version, like Xbox 360 version. You know, it's so much fun just coming in here riding on everything by yourself. And then you can multiply that fun by having your buddies split screen with you or whatever you want to do like that. And it just becomes like a whole nother game in that sense. But it was just so much fun back in the day. Man, Reflex was a time and a half. Then there's another huge jump right here. Let's see if I can remember how to hit this. This thing was insane. It was, I think you gotta sweep around. Some of these are going to be a little bit harder on this 250 smoker. I know some of these jumps you can like barely make them. Let's see. Let's see if I can come around here full blast, see if I can remember how to even do this. I don't know if it's like a jump to a jump and then another jump, or if it's just one big jump. May just be one big jump. Well, that was a jump. Kind of cool. You got this cool little area right here. I got stone step down thing going on. So basically the cool thing about some of the free riding reflex tracks is they have this like kind of pre-made, you know, almost like it's like people's road on this right here, and you're kind of meant to go here, right? Almost like it's got somewhat kind of sort of pre-made jumps that you're supposed to hit here and there. You can like somewhat follow a jump, like almost freestyle, jumpy style path in some of these areas. You can do that. Oh god, a little double trick. What's up? Call me Travis Pastrana, baby. You can do that and kind of follow these paths and hit all these jumps like it looks like you really meant to hit them, or you can just go completely off the beaten trail and hit shit that was never meant to be hit at all, right? So like this right here, you know, it's not really like a pre-made jump. Even though you can hit it, it's not really a pre-made jump. So that's one really cool thing about Reflex. I feel like, oh, can I land it? Oh, no, that'd have been so cool. That'd have been a cool little combination jump there. But that was the cool thing about Reflex free ride tracks. I feel like they strike that perfect balance between like pre-made jump stuff and just like randomly made hills and mountains and crap like that. You know, it had a nice mixture of all that. Oh god, extreme terrain. You can go around that one section. See, there was the whole section there a while ago, that huge mountain climb section in the middle, right? You had all that. You got that whole little area over there where you can jump across the little I don't know what little dam thing or whatever the hell damn Daniel, damn dog, little thing over there. And then you got this whole area, which is cool, pretty mountainous region over here. You can come over here, and there's a little bit of a the trick jump over here, right? So I'm trying to like remember back in my mind all this stuff that I used to hit back in the day. I got to figure out where it even is. Yeah, right here. So you're kind of like jumping on these rocks. I don't know if I can't remember exactly which one, but it's been freaking literally like 4 years, like I'm saying, since I wrote on this. But it's cool because it's cool to learn that. See, like I said, this was before I kind of really got into YouTube and stuff, so I wasn't even really watching YouTube videos back when I was riding on these tracks. So the first time you find that jump to that rock right here, and no one's told you how to do it, you haven't looked up tutorials like or Easter egg secret areas or anything like that, the first time you jump off that right there and you learn how to do this on your own without anyone telling you, that's an experience and a half, dude. That is so cool when you do that. Like, and I did that back in the day, right? That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, I think I may be going a little fast. So, yeah, the trick is you can, like, bounce off of this one to get to this one. So it's kind of got, like, a double Easter egg in one, and you can actually stop on them instead of going all the way over like that. Ooh! Now, check out that respawn, dude. I'm on the first little rock here. So you're almost like on this super slick, sleek terrain, right? It's like hardcore terrain, rock terrain. So then you're kind of like working your way on this little rock mountainside. Let's see. Check out that view, dude. So, yeah, no momentum to really get up to that other one when I spawn back right there. You can also pick your, like, choose where your spawn points are and stuff. Oh, dude, can I make it down? Oh my god. No! I got the pop off right there at the last second. See, it's just fun. Like, you get in these little moments where you're trying to make it down a hill, make it back up a rock hill. It's just insane. I can spend more time on any one of these singular Reflex free ride tracks than I can in any of these newer arcade motocross games, like all of their free ride tracks combined, right? I can spend more time on just one of the Reflex tracks. Not just because it's Reflex, but because the way the actual tracks and the biomes and the sections and the everything was designed on the track, right? You know, a lot of these newer motocross games, it's not just that they don't have the same feeling that Reflex had, like as far as the bike physics and all that. They don't even have the same track designs and stuff. And same expansive, like it's not even close to how it used to be, right? And that's what makes it like a whole different experience in motocross games nowadays. Now, see, over here, even though you're working your way up the mountain, see, that's kind of when you start getting to the border of that. But a lot of times you would never even really go this far up here because it's kind of like telling you, hey, we just got this infinite uphill mountain over here. Like, that's probably the border, right? So it's quite easy to stay within the boundaries on this. And you can even get to this little rock face over here, up above me over here across this canyon. Let's see if I can do it. Joe Dirt Grand Canyon, dude. Wow, this is a crevasse if I've ever seen one. Shit, dog. Man, this is... Look at this terrain. Woo! Oh, I thought I had it. Okay. Man, that is... Oh, my God. Okay. Yeah, let's see if we can get up on that. I think you can jump to that rock face from the top of the big mountain, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure you can do that. Oh, and by the way, then you can, you know, if you get bored of riding on the dirt bikes on this, then you can go to the ATVs, UTVs, all that kind of stuff. Trophy trucks on here. Makes it a whole nother experience like that. So, let's see if we can get back up the hill climb here. Alright. See, and then like trying to, you know, hill climb this would be like super hardcore, like Black Diamond ski slope hardcore. So there's like, you can make it as hard as you want to make it to get up the top of this mountain. You get what I'm saying? Let's go on a little bit of first person for a second. Don't throw up, boys. Okay. Let's see. Alright, but like, see, when you get lost in this free riding world right here, kind of like this hill climb, enduro, whatever you want to call it, it's totally different than riding on the supercross tracks in the game, right? A 100% polar opposite feeling than riding on the supercross tracks. Then you got the motocross tracks, which are totally different than the free ride and the supercross tracks. Then you got the waypoint tracks, which are somewhat similar to the free ride tracks. They're actually based around the free ride tracks, but you get what I'm saying, how there's so many different dynamics to Reflex. There's so many different, like, totally different experiences you can have on it. So let's see. I don't remember how in the hell. I'm going to have to slow down right here. Whoa. Woo. How the hell? Where is that rock at even? It's way over there. Yeah, I don't think you jump on it from here. I know there are a couple of cool areas you can jump to from the top of this mountain, but I can't remember exactly, you know, which ones are which. That kind of thing. Oh, dude. That is a challenge in itself, just getting down this puppy. I got it. Oh. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, let's see here real quick. Let me try to spin this thing around, see if we can go hit that over there. But yeah, I mean, the amount of hours you can spend just goofing around on this right here, it's just endless, endless potential. So I need to figure out... Oh, it's going to hurt. Ooh. Need to get up here to this little area. And just how they've got the shrubs, you know, kind of the shrubbery, little small trees, gives you kind of like a little bit blocking your vision. Kind of makes it fun, you know. You don't really know where the edge of the mountain is. So you kind of get this little exciting, giddy feeling inside of you. Okay. So let's work our way over here. So there's that flat rock. I got to remember how to get to it. I know you can somehow. Do I have to... Oh, there's a little bit of a rock jump over here. Yeah, I don't remember how to get to that. Can't do it right here, can I? No, not at all. Okay. I think maybe I have to hit it from a whole different area. Whole different angle here. Oh, that is a drop off and a half. Woo! Alright, let's not go down that again. Okay. Yeah, they're just so much fun, man. I mean, these free riding videos are supposed to be me talking about whatever the hell I want, but I'm so caught up in talking about the actual track itself that, you know, there's just so much. Look at this. Look at this mountainside right here. Oh my gosh, just trying to get down it, you know, or you could try to come up from the bottom right here. You know, everything can be reversed on this. So this is like super difficult to get down in Reflex for what it is, you know. All right, let's see. If I can just work my way up out of here. And then there's a way to get to that little sumbitch, but I can't remember how to do it. I don't know if you jump. Let's see it. Maybe, oh yeah. Maybe I just go up here and then just turn around and ramp straight up it. We'll try that. Just so many different ways you can attempt to try to get on these areas and, you know, try to do it. That is a rock face, though, boy. I think I'm just going to smack right off the bike. Yeah, can't really get up that. I don't know. It's tough to kind of go back through the memory bank, you know, 6-7 years ago when I was really riding on all this and knew all of the sections and areas. It can be a challenge, most def, trying to remember all that. But yeah, how do you? Let's see. Man, I wish I could remember how to do that. That was so cool. Oh yeah, I guess there is a bit of a jump right there. Let me see if that'll do anything. But yeah, I mean, man, for what it was, this was where it's at. For what it was, and especially the time, you know, the time all this came out, way back when. Oh yeah, I think I can get up this pretty easily. Doesn't seem that extreme. Okay, here we go. Now I'm on this one, and I think, let's see. That's just a split right there. I don't really see much of a way to get to that other. We'll go for it, though. We'll see if we can do it right here. See if we can get up over there. Okay. But yeah, it's interesting how the rocks, you know, basically the terrain is like glass smooth. So what it does is it makes it where you can't really get that like dirt traction like you usually get on dirt. It almost feels like you're on an object or something. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah, that would be really hard to jump that right there. So I know there's multiple different areas to, you know, you can get up on this other rock face up over here as well. Then jump around, jump across like that. So there's just a plethora of different ways to go about hitting cool stuff on this track. But I just wanted to go in there and kind of ride on it and have some fun. And, man, there's no telling how long it... I mean, you just think about the creativity, the design, the passion for these games to really make something to this extent. It's just amazing. It's just amazing when you look back on it now. And I didn't realize it at the time how good Reflex really was, but now that I'm looking back on it and seeing how some of the gaming realms have become, I mean, this was legendary and a half status back then, and still is to this day. Still fun to come back and play it to this day. Right here, you got the cool little water section. May go flood. Yep. A little too deep. Too deep. Okay. Rocks. You know, you got your nice little mud areas. You can just sit here and, like, play around in the mud if you want to, right? So you can do some of this action. I remember doing this in Reflex and then learning how to do this in real-life riding, like right after I learned how to do it in Reflex. This was all around the time I started riding in real life, too. It was like 2010, and I was playing Reflex like simultaneously while I first started riding in real life. And then it like, so my real life riding kind of progressed with me progressing in Reflex. So that was cool. That was a cool way to go about doing it. But yeah, just being able to see the terrain deformation and all that in a game like this back in those days was really cool. I mean, it was something back then. It was like, yeah, this is badass, and I'm making all these marks on the track and making all this muddy area, and like, oh my gosh, dude, that's crazy. And really riding on the tracks for like a crazy amount of laps, you know, doing those like super long motos with crazy rutted up tracks and riding on them with your buddies. And that's where that super longevity gameplay for Reflex came into effect, was the you know, that terrain deformation and just how much you could do with it and how many different types of tracks you could actually produce in the game versus like riding on one for 3 laps by yourself versus riding on it 20 laps with you know, all the other people on the gate. It was like a totally different track on every one of the tracks in the game depending on how you wanted to race on it like that. So it was all really cool. But yeah, dudes, either way, this is certainly a fun free ride track, man. It's one for the books. It's one for the ages. I don't really know if I was to just pick which Reflex free ride track is my favorite. I don't really know, to be honest with you. I love this one, though. I mean, I've got some, like, deep passion, deep love for this one right here. I mean, I like the first, like, standard woodland one, right? And I like the snow one too. The snow one's got a lot of cool shit. That's what was cool about Reflex, is each one of the free ride maps had totally different biomes to them as well, and totally different ways the actual tracks were designed. Like on the woodland track, you don't have some sort of super mountain hill climb section like you do on this one, right? But the grass area's got more of like a standard trail type of feel to it, and it's got a whole little like super lake area on it. And then the snow one's got kind of like waterfalls and true rocky areas and certain little other random stuff like that. Snow mountain jump stuff that's different than this. So you've got that, like, each one of the free ride maps just feels like a totally different experience in the game, and that's what makes it so fun, man. So either way, I appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Later, dudes.